You are now rocking with I'll Be Anywhere.
Hello and welcome. Here today, I am Dear Apprentice from Fyne Prent Productions, and we have CL.
So, what's up? What's up?
And one, thank you for joining us today. We're at Design Studios in Richmond, Virginia. So shout out to them. And we're about to learn some more about your process and yourself as a creator. Is that okay?
Absolutely. Thank you for having me as well.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Is there anything that you want everybody to know about you first before we start off?
First and foremost, I represent our black culture, um, and also Chicago. Anywhere I go, I represent Chicago, myself, my family, and just being black. You feel me? That's if you want to start there, we can start there. You
I
feel
think
me?
that's a good start. That's a good start.
No, but first, like I do want to point out because I know there's a lot of fathers out there. I am a father. I have a 2-year-old, and yeah, parenthood right now in this kind of thing in a pandemic and yada yada. Like it's such a difficult thing, and so I just want to shout out to all the parents and all the fathers out there, black fathers out there, that are doing their thing.
Cool. So I guess we can start off with just talking about like yourself as a creative and like what you do to keep yourself motivated. Like you said, it's a pandemic. You're a
Hmm.
father. Like there's a lot of stuff going on. So what are some things that you do to keep yourself motivated and interested in your work that you're doing?
Well, it's easy. It's easy once you have a kid. You know, it's a no brainer. Like that's you got to keep them alive. As a father and as a black father, you want the most for your kid. You know, and like you saw the book I was reading. Testing for kindergarten, like things like that. Like knowing that I have an opportunity to provide him with multiple stepping stones for his life, the things that I didn't have. You know what I mean? And that's cliche, but now as a parent, I'm seeing all of that. Like, oh, I get it. You know what I mean? This is why your parents work so hard and make sacrifices. So like, he is one of my biggest inspirations right now, moving forward. And being able just to get up out of bed when days when I don't feel like getting up, and that's almost every day. You know what I mean? So, and not only that, but creating opportunities for other people. Because I know what it was for me coming up, and I'm almost 15 years in the game on film and television. You know, came in as an actor and worked my way up, to being able to start my own production company. And then now I'm a head of a studio. So, uh, when you just think about it, like I'm going to be able to give that to my son. I'm gonna be able to create opportunities for him and other people to not only get paid but to work and do things that they want to do, and not have to no malice to anybody that's doing a 9 to 5 or anything. You know what I'm saying? Like you got your job, you got to do what you got to do, but I guarantee you that those some of those people wish that they could do, you know, follow their dream or
Yeah,
you know what
live
I'm
your dream
saying?
every day.
Yeah, and that's one thing my grandmother she taught me. Shout out to Gloria Daniels Management out in LA and in Atlanta. So like she taught me the power of work ethic, uh, your network. You know what I mean? If you can't pick up a phone and take care of your problems, you need to work on your network. You know what I'm saying? So she always taught me like just follow your dreams and make sure that um, that that it's important to take small steps. She would always ask me when I have a problem, how do you eat an elephant? A piece at a time. You know what I'm saying? So I hope I answered your question.
No, that's
okay,
it.
bet.
Hopefully you don't be eating
I don't.
the whole.
But that sometimes problems are that big.
Yeah,
You feel me?
yeah,
And that
yeah.
monumentous, like, it can look, daunting that you got this huge thing in front of you, like this huge dream, this huge idea of whatever it is that you want to do, and you don't know exactly how to tackle it. But if you just take a second and think about what you can do now and what I'm saying, like for me, it was educating myself, educating myself on what I actually want to do in film and television, what are my skill sets, and which led me to learn about a plethora of things behind. You could put me anywhere on set and I can do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like just things like that, just being, just educating myself. It really just changed the game for me.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
going into like educating yourself and like you said, you started off as an actor, and so there's been like artistic movements throughout time. So if we could go back in time, or if we had the ability to be in any artistic movement, what would you choose to relive and why?
Man, that's tough. Artistic movements. I would go back to like early 2000s
Okay.
when everybody was wearing jerseys and the big
And
shirts.
oversized white tees.
I would
Parking
go.
lot pimping.
Yeah, because musically, like that's when a lot of stuff started to take off in hip hop. Well, there was the golden era, yada yada, but we started to get some of the artists that we have now are starting to come up in that age in the early 2000s.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I would go back then because it was really rich. Like you get the Missy Elliott's, the Ludacris, pretty much everybody on the East Coast was stomping too. So like, it was just a really rich time for art, for culture, and I would educate myself because back then I didn't know that I was an artist.
Okay.
But I used to write a lot. I got notebooks full of stuff, like just my thoughts, poetry, things like that. And I would start, my acting journey there. Yeah, I definitely would. Yeah, early 2000s. Yeah, I would have started acting back then.
And how do you
Sure.
think your film style would change? Because it was a lot of like you said, it was a lot of like originators. Shout out to Missy Elliott, an icon. Just like trying new things and throwing new things at the industry. So, how do you think your film style would change, or would it be the same? Do you feel like you're doing that now?
Kind of. I think I am doing that now. I think my eye would be sharper because now I can, it's tough for me to watch anything on like Netflix or whatever streaming platform because I see everything. I see the lights, I see the camera angles, I see, what the director is trying to do, why they put, this here, or why we're using this kind of lighting, everything. I can see the whole production, and I think my eye would be sharper. Like, I think I have a bit more of a polished look. As right now, I'm still kind of raw, but like I feel like if back then I started, I think I would be like a cross between like Tarantino and Spike Lee.
Uh-oh.
You know what I mean? That's my
Spike
goal.
Tarantino?
Spike. No.
Okay, well then, let's revisit some of that work that you're talking about. Like you were saying, you started off as an artist you didn't really know. So I know we all create like different things, like plays or different like scenarios and stuff like that. And if you could put yourself now as a character in any one of those works that you created, in any one of those scenarios, which one would you do? And I want to know when you created it.
Okay, so I got this script that I am really interested in producing called Lover's Colloquy.
Okay.
It's about a group of friends, 3 guys, 3 girls. They have like this annual dinner every year talking about some of the things that they discovered about themselves, because they're all about, progression. And the theme of the script is, perspective, um, black love, that kind of thing, and just progression as a culture and as a race. You know what I mean? What do we do? What does that look like? How do we get there? Right? And so this script, where it starts, is exactly where I would think, as a black man and in black culture, where we would start and how it would happen, like how we would take back our communities, how we would love each other better, how we would relate to one another, like even down to the social level, like what we would do. And this script is the beginning of that. So there's this character named Kane.
Okay.
Okay, he I don't want to give too much of it away, but he's, you know what I mean, he's the moneymaker of the group. He, you know what I'm saying, he ran the streets, turned into an entrepreneur, and now he has a few successful businesses, and, he, has gotten the wisdom from, being in the streets, but then now turning into a legit, business owner, just the dynamic and the contrast between the two and the things that you learn. And that's very much was my story. Like, I've never been that street dude, but, I was, just around, you know what I mean? Just running, you feel me? But I got a chance to, travel and see the world and do things that other people, that look like me don't, really get a chance to do until, you have somebody that can expose you to those things. And so Kane, I feel really close to Kane because he went through those necessary sacrifices and all the introspection that you have to remake yourself, because that's a huge thing, and it is underrated. When you see somebody that was a goofy clown, whatever they was doing in school, yada yada, you didn't think they was gonna be much, but then you turn around and see him like now he's owning businesses and stuff like that. But people don't understand the kind of work that goes into yourself,
Right.
sitting with yourself and seeing like all of my ills, things that I'm lacking, time and money management, all this kind of, all these things that are I think are foundational, that should happen when you're a kid and your parents should teach you. You know what I'm saying? So like I was really drawn to him and his metamorphosis. You know what I mean? Because that's something that I'm still doing today. So what was the other one? You had another question. There's a few more.
It was really just like, when did you write that?
Oh, I wrote Lover's Colloquy, I want to say at least, 2021, 2018.
Okay.
Yeah, 2018, 2 years ago. Matter of fact, I'm lying, 2017.
Okay.
2017.
So like 4 years ago.
Summer 2017.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Lover's Colloquy. Lover's Colloquy.
Which is just another fancy word for conversation.
Okay.
Lovers, conversation of lovers, basically. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. What's next? What you got?
So, hey, listen.
I'm knocking them down.
We on the way.
Let's go.
So, as an independent filmmaker, what do you think is one of your biggest obstacles right now in trying to get your films done? You've had that film for 4 years, right?
Yeah.
And you want to be in it. So what's stopping you from doing it?
Honestly, right now, shout out to, I don't even know if this is a shout out, but like I was one of those people that benefited from it being a pandemic.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So like right now, it's funny you say that. What's stopping me? Asking me what's stopping me? Really nothing now. I was able to put myself in a position during this time in the pandemic to get my business together, get all of my projects together, in terms of priority, and really get the money together, because it's just money. You know what I mean? Just getting the capital together, getting the teams together, the crew members together, and then scheduling. That's really it. To be honest with you, it's nothing stopping me now. But only, just finding capable hands and being able to pay those hands. Because I believe in paying people. I don't think that you should. Nah, man. People give you your time. You gotta give them something, or a barter or something. You gotta, you got to, man. Because you think about it, like there's this thing we're standing on in our studio. Opportunity, inspiring creativity through opportunity. If you think about anything in the world, right? Anything that was built, anything that you can tangibly touch, see, whatever, you know, it first had to be inspired, then it had to have an opportunity to be created. And that's the cycle of everything. Things have to be inspired, and you have to want to create it, but you also have to have the opportunity to create.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So for me, if I'm paying somebody, paying a cinematographer, shout out to my boy Nate Woods, one of the greatest
Nate the
cinematographers
Great.
in Chicago, crazy. If you've seen any of my past work in the last year or so, my boy Nate did it. Nate Woods, he's crazy with the
Amazing.
camera. Editor,
Amazing.
cinematographer, crazy. But yeah, so like, you know, he's an example. My boy Nate's an example. Like anything we do, I make sure like, hey, what's your fee? You know, even though we boys, I've been knowing this brother since almost 10 years. Like, what's your fee? Because he's a man first. Let me get into my man bag. He's a man first, and as a man, like, it's a sign of respect uh, to take someone who is obviously skilled, right, and respecting that with the dollar.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, hey, you know, I know this is what you're good at doing this. You know, what can I do, you know, for your time and your skill? You know, it's important because now he's inspired, you know, by the bread, you know, and the opportunity to create. And now, you know, I got somebody that's, you know, really good at what he does, and he's just gonna make me better. And all I have to give him was some money, and that's it. Like, come on, like if it's just money, you know what I'm saying? And money is just a tool. You feel me?
Yeah.
And you got to get me out my soapbox because you
No,
start talking about
I mean,
money.
it was connecting.
You
It was
know what I'm
connecting. So
saying?
I
But,
was gonna,
like,
I was gonna let you
yeah,
run it through.
it's just important.
But
it's really important.
While we're kind of talking about like that part of the process, could you walk us through like a quick version of how you got your script to screen?
And we're referring to a family that, correct?
Referring to any project
Any
that you've
project?
done, yeah.
Okay.
Just
So,
like what is your signature on the process? You know, what makes it that this is a CLA Studios project, and this is how I put my mark on it, going from script to screen.
it really, because I'm, like I said, off mic, my bag is really writing and producing. Um, I'm really, really anal when it comes to like scheduling and putting people in the room and figuring out what the day is going to look like. What do we need? We need batteries or we need lights. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. But just putting all the puzzle pieces together so that we can form a big picture. You know what I'm saying? That's really my bag, and that's the difference between a CLA studios production versus anyone else's on my level. Because now obviously you got some heavy hitters that you know have you know the available talent and crew and you know funding that they can buy the you know the best you know of everything that money can buy. But like when you're on the level of independent filmmaking, it's really key that you schedule everything out and that you know exactly what's going to happen in terms of logistics.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that would be the answer to your question is logistics and good writing. Because if you don't have a good script, you know what I'm saying? Like you can have halfway good actors and great direction, but if your script is trash,
It's not
I
gonna make it.
see it left and right.
It's not gonna do it. Okay, so
Yeah.
then what is that one thing that you have to have on set with you?
Object, or are we talking about like a mentality? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Pick.
Okay. The one thing that you do have to have is camaraderie. And you have to have respect for your crew members. You have to have respect for the process. You have to have respect for your director. You know, and your director and your producer have to have respect for each other. And when I say respect, I mean like an understanding of how we work, what we're here to do, and that's it. You know what I mean? It's important that you all have this. You all are on the same page, following the same goal.
Mm-hmm.
And it's important to know when to step down and let somebody else lead and delegate. You know what I mean? I'm huge on that. I know, like, I can do anything pretty much on set, but I don't want to do everything on set. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I love sound. I love running sound, but I'd rather be sitting back, watching the screen, and seeing how my director is directing and see if it looks good, if it's matching my vision. You know what I mean? So, like, it's important for me, like, in regards to like I had my first project was a game show, right? Um, I produced it, I helped write it, I was the host, and I was PAing. You know what I mean? That was the right. Like, what was I doing? You know what I mean? And still trying to memorize lines as you know as it was going. You know, and then it translated too. You can see in the production, the finished product, it looks like I was
Sweaty.
doing a lot. Yes, yes, coming out of that blazer, everything. I was wearing a windbreaking blazer, blue.
On set, running back and forth between the camera.
G, like, but like stuff like that, G, like you gotta understand that like you can't do everything. You have to delegate. You can't sacrifice the quality of production. Just for trying to be cheap. You know what I'm saying? You have. It's important that you have the necessary funding. You know what I'm saying? I think that's one of the most important things. You have to have the necessary funding. If you are doing something like that, or you are putting money behind it, you have to have the necessary funding and the necessary crew members with the same mentality and understanding of each other.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's really important for how fluid the day goes.
Right.
Yeah.
So as you brought it up, A Family That
Yes.
is your new film.
Shout out.
Just finished.
Yes.
Yeah. Can you tell us a little more about that?
Woo. It's still kind of fresh for me, man. Like, you think about, I mean, you were there. You know, you helped me, really bring it to fruition and bring it to light. I wrote this, I want to say, I had this concept for, short films, like 5 pagers. You think about how, Instagram and all the social media platforms are capitalizing off of, micro content.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I guess I just coined that term.
Did you make that up?
I just right off the
Can
fly.
we check that?
Micro content. But yeah, so I'm just like, okay, not everybody has time to sit down and watch an hour and a half movie, 2 hour movie, let alone 20 minutes. You know what I mean? So like, why not give them a 5 page, maybe close to 10 minutes worth of content? Excuse me. And like see where it goes. You know what I mean? I'm all about experimenting and seeing what happens, right? So I wrote this script called "A Family That." It's based on this kid. He's trying to reconnect with his father after his father's been in jail for some time, and now he's out. Has been out for a while, and now he's working up to where we see in the actual film where he actually meets his father, right? Mm-hmm. And learns a disconcerting truth about the family history. You know what I mean? Like, why was there a disconnect and what happened?
Right.
So yeah, and this film, it was spawned by the thoughts of me confronting my father, right?
Yeah.
About what happened with my mother and why they're not together. And what was crazy, after we finished, right, I'll say like May or June, I had that conversation with my dad.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Inadvertently. You know what I'm saying?
Life imitates art.
Hey, look.
Art imitates life.
It's very much that.
Yeah.
It's very much that.
One thing about this film also that I like is that it's so Chicago. You had Chicago actors in Chicago.
Famous Chicago restaurant.
Famous
Shout
Chicago
out to
restaurant.
Chicago Chicken and Waffles.
So how important was it to you that you had a Chicago restaurant full of Chicago actors in the middle of Bronzeville filming all night? Which Bronzeville, for those who don't know, is historically artistic. If you know Hebrew Brantley, just to name one.
Beloved neighborhood.
Yeah.
Beloved neighborhood. Well, that was an interesting night, to say the least. Of course, this film was my debut producer shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, this was my coming out film as a producer, right? So I was extremely nervous. I mean, I know I'm highly trained, skilled, or whatever, but once you get to the moment, you always want to take care of the moment, right? You always want to take care of the situations or whatever comes your way in the best light possible and in the best way possible for your actors, for your crew. You know what I mean? Because I'm the spearhead, so everything goes through me. And I was really thinking about that on the day, even the day before, like planning up to it, like really just taking care of the moments so that it translates on camera, right? Creating an environment for the crew and the cast members where they felt safe in performing and or carrying out their duties. So did I answer your question?
No, not at all.
What was your
So,
question?
how important was it for you to have, those Chicago actors
Right,
there?
right,
Because you
right.
could have gotten actors from anywhere. You could have, like chosen to do, like make your own set. It didn't actually have to be a restaurant type thing. How important was it for you to do that?
I wouldn't say I would use essential. It's essential. It was essential for me to have, this location with these actors, and in the city that made me like who I am, man. And like, it's basically a tribute back to like giving back to artistry, giving back to the culture, giving back to the artists themselves. Who work so hard, man. My shout out to my boy Divine. Uh, Divine, he's one of the, if I had to say, one of the most natural actors I've seen on screen, and that's really saying something for him. Because I've been all over the world doing, theater festivals. I performed on crazy stages, and have touched elbows with some great actors. And I think Devon is one of the best. You feel me? Shout out to him. He was a lead for. He's the father in the film, um, and it was important for me to have him as the father because I wrote the role for me as the father. You know what I mean? But then, like I was saying earlier, off mic, that acting is such. It's so near and dear to my heart, like spiritually, like because I've done so much work, on myself through acting. I know what it takes to be in front of the camera or on stage, and at the time I didn't think that I had what it took to just portray the character right. So I was like, who else can I depend on to take care of this character and bring him to light in a way that I guess I see fit, but is natural and is real um, and it would translate well, and that was Devon. That was him. It just fit well, and I think like Chicago, Chicago actors and Chicago performers, because of the geographical location and what the industry and how the industry parallels and how it moves with that, we have to go through so much to do what we have, to be able to do what we want to do. Everyone knows our winters are trash. You know what I mean? Think about being an actor, having to go to rehearsals, having to go to tech runs, having to go see shows, having to go get your, outfits or whatever for auditions, 6, 7 auditions. I was that guy. You know what I'm saying? Going through the summers and going through the falls and the winters and the down seasons and pilot seasons and having 6 or 7 auditions and, you know what I mean, and still working, jobs. And, you know what I mean? Like, it's different for Chicago.
Yeah.
It's different for Chicago artists. It's real. Like, so me being able to write a film, produce it, and then have all of the people that I came up with, you know what I mean, through the audition ranks and all the casting calls and seeing all these people and being able to get an opportunity, without even having to audition them. It's monumental for me. Like, it's monumental for them. Like,
So you really seem like you have everything together. It's great. The package. So what's one thing I'm curious to know that you don't have figured out that you can admittedly say you don't have figured out and you can use some help with?
man, I would say like scheduling.
Okay.
I'm getting a better hold of scheduling. But you know what? I take that back. Like, I have like this Superman complex. Like, I feel like I can just do anything and everything. like, yeah, you need this. I got it. I got you. No problem. Right. But without considering like the workload I already have, You know what I mean? And that's probably delegating, scheduling, and delegating. Because like it's hard to trust somebody uh, with your baby. Like everything that I do, I really put my all into. So like it's really important for me, whoever I give tasks to, that they understand like I compete and I expect things at a high level. Just even personally and on the business side too. Like I expect greatness. I want to be like not even want to be. I am great, right? So like doing that in the moment and being that in the moment like takes a lot of energy, right? So it's imperative for me to have somebody that understands that and are willing to step up to that challenge if they're not there. So just really okay again like scheduling, delegating at times, but trusting others. That's probably one of the biggest things is trusting somebody, crew member or whoever, to do what they say they're going to do.
Yeah.
Be consistent.
And that's important.
Yeah.
I think there's a misconception that like to be successful or to be working, you have to have it figured out first, and then you can really be like active in whatever your art is.
Right.
And I think it's so important to also, after you've had a successful project coming up or after you've finished a project, to really look at like, okay, I have learned a couple things. I've figured a lot of things out. But just to acknowledge that there's some things that I still don't know and that I could use some help with.
Man. Like it's okay to not know things, man. Like that was the guy that I would beat myself up because I didn't know something, right? Which is a double-edged sword. Like it pushed me from behind, but also sometimes it stood in my way. Like when you at home or whatever, and you just replaying the day, you know what I mean? Like, damn, I did this. Like, why? You know what I mean? Like, why? You know what I mean? You don't have to go that deep into it, but like it's important that you do have those moments, but it's important for you to have those moments behind you, like push you from behind so that you can be greater. You know what I mean? I was definitely that guy, like more times over.
Well, look where it has you now.
For sure.
So
For sure.
Thank your past self.
So some things.
You have some new things coming up.
Yeah.
You have some new ways we can find you.
Absolutely.
Not only are you on Instagram,
CLA_studios.
but
LLC.
you have an app.
Yes, I do. CLA Studio Chicago.
Can we pull up the app? Can we
your
see the
iOS
app?
store. Yep. Here it is. That's the what I call the lobby. And here's a tab called the creator.
Dope.
You learn everything about me, what I've been doing, a little sort of something. And there's a mission for the studio, what we come to do, yada yada. Pictures of all the productions. Shout out to my boy at Soundval Studios, TY, and everybody that's actually, was a part of the Art Little Light podcast. Just my journey is there in the pics. And then we have here all of the productions I've been a part of as an actor and as producer, as a writer. And here we have production services where you can solicit my skills, whatever that is. So in front of the camera, behind the camera, doesn't matter. Like you just input your information and we'll get right to you. Usually takes about a day or two. But yeah, this is important for not only for film and television, for people in film and television, but just in general. Like you do have a business, I think you need an app. You do need an app because, it's one thing to have a website, okay, cool. But like one thing that the power that apps give you is push messaging. You know what I mean? I can go on my app, my phone right now and put out a push message. Hey, check out my content. We just dropped a video on the app. You know what I mean? Boom, right there. Just like any other app.
Yeah.
You feel me? It's crazy to see like happen. Like I was sitting next to one of my homeboys and I just put out the push message, and he was like, "Did you just do this?" I was like, "Yeah." It's like he's like, "That's lit." You only think of it. It comes from you. It's ownership, right? Ownership is key, like especially in the natural world. But now we're moving into more digital things,
right?
You know what I mean? Having ownership there, people get an app.
Plus the accessibility.
Get an app. And shout out to my boy Steve Nolan at the Black Podcast app. He designed the app for me to shell and really let me have full reign in designing everything that you see here. It took a while. It takes a very, very long time, but it's so worth it being able to monetize your content right away, whereas, social media platforms, you have to hit a threshold, you know what I mean, before you become profitable. But, like, if you're consistent and you have an app, you get your money while you sleep. It's important. People need to know.
Accessibility. And like you
Accessibility.
said, you can request your services right at the tap of
Right.
just open the app and it's there.
You want to Uber Eats? Sure, you can pretty much Uber Eats a script. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? But I'm totally grateful for this. Like, it has changed the game for me in many ways.
Yeah, so okay. So with this app,
Mhm.
do you have any accompanying projects that are coming up?
Yes, we do actually. This app was designed not only for me to monetize my content and have a digital space, but to run my events as well. We have the 5 Minute Magic Film Festival, which was what a family that was made for, in a sense, is to show people what you can do with a 5-page script. And with 5 Minute Magic, we're going to uh, we're going to have people, screenwriters, artists, whoever you are, you want to participate in the festival. It's capped at 1,000, because we want to make sure that we can see everybody's script and that we can give it the right attention. You know what I mean? Because that's really a thing too. Because I competed in the festivals and it just seems like you're a number. So I wanted to cap it at 1,000 so that people understand that, like, hey, my script is being seen, right? So with the festival, again, creating opportunity, inspiring, aspiring creativity through opportunity. We have a festival here that people can go and submit to, and create a work. You know what I'm saying? Something that you think is of quality and compete. And then have a monetary prize. Uh, as a result of it, as a result of competing, but also get your script made.
Into content.
Yeah, yeah. It's the first level. We picked two scripts, right? And of those two scripts, we make them, and once we make them, they go on to the film portion of the festival. Shout out to Dominic Taylor. What's up, Dom? At UCLA, the chair for UCLA's film, television, and acting department. He's been instrumental in my career and developing me and develop the mentality I need to have as an actor and as an artist. And as a writer, like recently. And he is going to be our judge, our finals judge. So he's going to see the finished work for whoever's going to compete. And it's really, I can't state how proud I am, not even just of myself, but just the individuals like yourself and people who have helped me along the way, and how grateful I am for their help, because they didn't have to do it. You didn't have to do it, right? But obviously, because of my work ethic and the things that I do believe and the way I carry myself, people, thought to help me, and Dom has been one of those people who has always been there to, answer any of the questions, or if I just don't got it, in the day, he's there to pick me up and show me the right way or a way that I can go. So his involvement in the festival as a judge, I'm honored. So shout out to him.
That's dope. I'm glad that you have this like really rich community. You can kind of see it in the way that you work, and that it spreads from the heart outwards. And I'm just really excited also for you to have this app to reach more people.
Exactly. Because everybody got a phone.
To get that experience. Everyone has a phone.
Everybody has a phone.
Okay. So when is this app available?
The app is available right now, but we have not made it like a public, I guess PR push for it yet. Yet.
Starting now.
We're trying to wait for Google and the whole Android game to catch up. I don't know why Apple was so much quick. I thought Apple was going to be the one that took forever. You feel me? But it's Android right now. But no, it's available in your iOS store. I'm going to put a link in my bio for those Android users where you can use the web version of the app.
Dope. And so when is the 5 Minute Magic Film Festival going to be available to us? Will we get it in the app? Are we going to get a push notification?
You will get a push notification, and you might see some sponsored ads. You feel me? So, no, we're going to make 5 Minute Magic live during the premiere of
Premiere. Dun, dun,
absolutely.
dun.
There is a premiere for A Family That coming up on August the 29th. Yeah, it's been a long time coming. We filmed in March, did a lot of editing throughout the spring and summer, and now it's here. Now it's finished. It looks amazing. I can't wait for people to see it. I'm so proud of the work and proud of the work you and the rest of the crew members have done. The way it came out, I couldn't imagine it any better. So the premiere is coming up Sunday, August 29th at City Point Lofts. That's on Michigan in Chicago. So look it up, City Point Lofts.
Are there tickets? How can we support? How can
Ticket
anyone
available.
support?
Tickets will be available pretty soon, but you can download the app and sign up now so you can get a push message when it is available.
So through the app, I'm getting notifications about releases. I'm getting festival notification,
content creation, pretty much anything and everything.
Oh, dope.
Yeah.
I'm excited for this to come out too.
Yeah.
I think just the whole experience, filming it, putting it together was so fun.
It was. You made it a lot of fun with all the jokes.
Look,
if
we gonna be here for 12 hours.
First of all, it was 10.
We gonna laugh.
It was 10.
We gonna stay up.
But you know what? You know what's funny about that night? We had a lot of moments where we called laughter. Shout out to Messi, Messiah, for that high pitched yell, boy. We ain't gonna say why you was yelling, but
never forget though.
Yeah, I know you were singing, but I didn't know you had the
falsetto.
Oh man, it's killing me. But shout out to my boy.
Well, but we have a trailer today.
Yes, we do have a trailer,
and we're
cut by the great Nate Woods, my boy.
So before we go off to this trailer, don't forget A Family That premieres August 29th.
Chicago premiere.
Get on the app to make sure you stay up to all the new notifications for CLA Studios.
Yes.
Anything else that you want to say before we go out with this trailer?
Oh, man. Again, I'm grateful. Just grateful for the opportunity. Grateful for the ability to give somebody else an opportunity for them to be inspired to create and continue in that cycle. Yeah.
Beautiful. So, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Dara Prentice with Fyne Print Productions and CL from CLA Studios. Here is A Family That.
Boy, that boy good, ain't he? That boy good. Shout out to my boy Nate Woods, man. I couldn't have done it without you, man. Couldn't have done it without you, Dara. I really appreciate y'all, man. I remember sitting back before I even thought about getting crew members together, actors together, locations. It was like, how am I going to do this? What am I going to do it with? I don't have a budget, nothing, but I knew I had a ton of equipment already. I knew I had the vision, and I knew I had the means to an end in terms of work ethic, you feel me, and resources, people. So it's just a testament, man, not even just to me, but to anybody else. If you make something your dominant thought, it will come to light. You might not know how it's going to, come to fruition, but, it will be revealed to you what you need to do step by step. But as long as you keep that on your mind, keep it in your heart, you can do anything. Doesn't matter the difficulty. You can do it all.
A word.
Word.
A word. So thank you to Design Studios again, and thank you all for watching. Good night.
Peace and light.